Oh my gosh, I'm live right now. I didn't even realize. Oh wow. Okay, so I'm gonna have to say this video and cut that out. Like sitting here fixing my eyes. This is what I look like in the morning when I wake up. This is what I look like when I wake up. When I have my conversations with God, because God's not a man in the church. God is inside of you. Your thoughts that speak to your consciousness is what's speaking to you. Not a pastor, not your mom, not your sister, not your brother. Your consciousness is what's speaking to you and telling you, post this video, help this person, go do this. And once you give it to the universe, once you fully surrender everything to the universe, things just start falling into your lap. Okay? The last few jobs I've had is people reaching out to me. I'm not seeking any job. I'm not seeking anything. People are seeking me. That's what happens when you get to a higher frequency. People come seeking you, right? I might seek things for information, but usually the information is usually provided to me. But I know the right things to seek if I need to seek, okay? So anyways, your consciousness. Um, Nobody else can hear your thoughts in your head. Nobody else has lived your life. Now, one person has lived your life, so they can't make decisions for you because they don't know the things that you've seen, the things that you yourself has envisioned and seen in this life or in past lives, which that's a whole other story, past life stuff, because the church has lied to people. We are reincarnating all the time, and there's so many people who have had these like near death experiences and life experiences where they're sharing their testimonies on the visions they had, and it's connecting with real history that has taken place. So you have people who have never researched these things, and then all of a sudden they're seeing visions of things that happened, and then they go confirm it with information on the internet. It's quite alarming. You're like, there is a science to consciousness, to humans, and we're living in a system that does not teach us the proper information about who we are, what we are, all of it, consciousness, all of it. Okay, we're told to go to a doctor to prescribe us medications because we're having issues in our body, and those prescriptions create more side effects in our body without healing the actual issue, which sometimes the issue, you guys, is an emotional pain. It's a trauma that you're having trouble healing. Yeah, boy, I'm back here. He's a strong little boy. He's tilting the laundry basket. The emotional pain is like, listen, my first breakup, I remember my first breakup, okay? It was the first time I got broken up with. And I laid in bed all day long. Like my heart was like, my body was like breaking down. I felt like my whole world just ended, and I kept going on MySpace and seeing if he took me off his top friends list. And oh my god, just like, then the song he chose after he broke with me, I just like, I still play it sometimes. It still like brings me back to those feelings, the high school feelings. Like, we have to take time to feel the emotional pain of things and to process them. That is a part of the human experience. You are given these situations in your life, and all of us are given different situations and different scenarios and different stories. And it depends on how we live. Are we living fearlessly? Or are we living in limited beliefs? Or, oh, we can't do that, it's dangerous. We don't do this because that's dangerous. Oh, what will people think? What will people think about me if I did this? It's what would somebody else think about me if I chose to make this decision? We're living based off everybody else instead of ourselves. What would Jesus think? Where the fuck is Jesus, okay? You are Jesus. That is a story. The story of Jesus is about a man who stood up to the Roman Empire, and he was killed for it. It's not something you should be worshiping. You shouldn't be worshiping the death of a man, doing blood rituals on Sunday, drinking the blood, the body of the blood, and eating the body. Like, that is cannibalism. That's blood magic. That is... I saw what that was. I became a victim of that, and I was like an awakening, a near-death experience I had where I awakened out of that, and I was like, what are we doing? Oh my god. And I'm seeing my family act a certain way and do certain things a certain way, and I'm just like, oh my god. And then I have my daughter here. I start seeing my daughter, and I start seeing that, oh my god, like, we are we are ruining humanity, because adults are not understanding. They're not remembering what it was like to be a kid, because we've segregated adults and children. And children, someone like me who would ask my mom questions about my body or about things about life, or why can't I do this or why can't I do that, because I said so, because we can't, because I don't know. With Avalani, I make sure when she has a question, I find the answer. Google it up, baby. I'm on my phone. We're looking it up. And now she's learned to look things up for herself. I don't need a system to tell me what truth is. I know what truth is because I'm living in my truth. And people like me are being put on medications and thrown in mental hospitals. Like, I haven't, thankfully, but it's been a fear of mine. Why? Because I have visions and I see certain things. Oh, you're going to think that I have some kind of mental disorder? It's not a mental disorder. It's called being connected to self, being connected to your emotional feelings. And there's so many people who, in my life, are not connected to themselves. I have been screamed at in my face with profanity by boyfriends, family members. I myself have done it. And then when I did it, I was like, oh God, that made me feel itchy. I'll never do it again. And I've learned through situations how to have emotional intelligence, how to process that emotional pain so you're not reacting to people. But I'm seeing too much reaction from so many people. They're like, I'm going to throw you in jail. I'm going to call CPS. I'm going to do this. There's threats all day long by family members, by friends, by strangers. Without actually getting to know the human being that you are coming after, you are shaming and just judging and throwing stones at and spreading rumors and gossiping about people. Because of your emotional pain that you can't, like, you're projecting yourself onto other people when you do that. I literally just sit at home and play with my kid these days. Yes, I use a little bit of cannabis. It is my medicine because I was on the Adderall, because I read the side effects of those pharmaceuticals. It says those who are on antidepressants are more likely to commit suicide than those not on antidepressants. So tell me why we're prescribing this to children. Tell me why we're actually prescribing this to anybody. When you have something as natural as cannabis, when you research it and how it connects with the endocannabinoid system and in your brain and creates neural pathways, there's science behind it. It is a medicine, and we have demonized it. A religion has demonized it. A system has demonized it. Moms had their babies taken away for using it. When this medicine has been around for thousands of years, we have a system coming in and stealing our children away from us. And you're wondering why women and moms are so overstimulated, because you're separating moms and their babies, whether it's through CPS taking their kids or even sending your kid off to public school. You're sending your kid off for somebody else to raise your child. So now you two have been segregated all day long and you don't know anything about each other. But then your child is going, here's what we are mirrors. So your child is going to school, picking up behaviors at school, bringing that home, also doesn't have basic human rights. They can't go get a drink of water when they want. They can't go to the bathroom when they want. And they can't eat when they want in school. They can't even sleep. That is also another basic human right, to be able to sleep. And they're forced to sit up, sit still, and just, when they don't, they're put on medication by a system. You also need to look into MK Ultra, okay? Because there's some military information on that. And you look at these medications and how they, fuck with your brain. The fact that I have had multiple friends who I have gone to school with, that I have spoken with in the last year, who are on these medications. One kid I went to middle school, got off his meds. I don't know if that's the truth or what these meds are doing to your mind. But he ended up killing his brother and himself and his mom. He took out all of them before he went out. And then my friend, who was his best friend growing up, had this, am I going to do that? He had all these thoughts that fucked him up because of that situation. And this one's also on meds, on 4 different medications. And I'm, reading the medication list, and I'm like, oh, my God. And then he's, begging me to, kill him. And I'm like, oh, my God, what is happening right now? What is going on through these medical institutions? What have they done? What are they doing to humans? I'm observing it. I'm the observer. My consciousness is telling me, that's not right. I'm researching constantly. I chose to invest in myself. And investing in myself, I research. I'm not out at the bars every night. I'm not, sometimes I like to go out because I do believe that you should go out and have fun. But there's balance in life, and I found that balance. My family comes first. Mommy needs a night out every once in a while. Mommies need that, okay? Someone take me for a night out. Anyways. Emotional pain, you guys. It is a very, very real thing. And you can feel it. And only one person can feel it. It's the person living it. Because only that person knows what they've been through. And if you haven't taken time to heal it, you're going to end up with symptoms in your body. Heart problems, kidney problems, problems in your leg. You can't walk right. Your knees hurt. Especially when you keep saying, oh, I can't play with you. My knees hurt. My knees hurt. I can't play. My knees hurt. You're manifesting your knees to hurt. So go play with your fucking kids, okay? Go play with them. Go have fun. Who cares if they make a mess? Who cares if they draw on the wall? What's the big deal? Why are you yelling at them all the time? Why are you shaming them for having questions? Why are you shaming them for touching their own body parts? Send them in the appropriate place. Hey, in the bath or in your bed or whatever. Don't say, don't touch yourself. That's disgusting. Get your hands out of your pants. Say, hey, if you want to put your hands in your pants, there's the bedroom. Wash your hands and you're done. You don't need to be fucking weird about it, you fucking creeps. You're damaging your children. You're damaging your children when you do that. And you shame them for things that they have honest questions about. If you don't know an answer to your child's question, please look it up. Instead of, I don't know right now. Just shush. Because you can't be bothered by your child asking a question. It's too much for you. Don't ask questions like that. Don't ask questions like that, Stephanie. No. I can't tell you that answer to that. No. Okay, well, what the fuck? So I'm old enough, I started researching things for myself, and I've always done that for a very long time. I have spent many, many hours as a middle schooler on the internet, talking on AOL chat rooms to people on the internet, okay? The things that parents today are like, my kid can't be on Roblox because there's people on there. My kid can't. Listen, we were all in chat rooms at their age. All of us were in some type of chat room at their age, and listen, we learned a lot. And people will learn the lessons that they are needing to learn. You have to allow them to do that. You can't dictate dictators. The government is actually your home. It's not like, right, it's people that we know that are working for the government. They work for the government. I have multiple family members who have worked for the government and still work for the government. And I see their mindsets, and it's like this brainwashing system. And most of these people do identify as a Christian. They also identify as Muslim, too. And whatever other religions, there are other people that live in those religions. But other religions that I've been reading and researching teach more about enlightenment and more about consciousness. The ones that the Christians try to demonize and say is hokey pokey or new age or whatever, it's actually ancient knowledge that has been hidden because of the Christians. And someday y'all are going to wake up on that. Someday you're not. I don't know. But it's for each person to decide. Like, the chosen is not some people that are like just born here. The chosen are the ones who choose to do right, choose to follow their inner truth, because the truth is within. The word of God, if you want to call it that, is within. It's not out there, and it's not in your family members. It's within you. You know how you're supposed to live your life because you came here to have your own human experience that is supposed to be different than every other person's on this earth. Sure, you may have some situations where you might mirror each other's lives because we're all mirrors. This is all goes into quantum science and quantum physics and mechanics and all that stuff, but that's what consciousness is, and that's what science is coming out talking about is consciousness. And you have people who are using plant medicine to see this truth. And when you look into ancient scripts and things and the medicines that were being provided to humans to help heal them, especially their emotional pain, which is psilocybin, it's cannabis. And there's also other ibogaine, there's other things as well that's actually healing our military. It's healing people who have mental health problems. It's healing people who want to commit suicide. These plant medicines are doing this. So no, I don't agree with the pharmaceuticals that people are being put on by the hospitals. I believe that they are killing people. And I might this video could get me in trouble. I don't know, I don't care. But when you do your own independent research and you look at what our system is doing to humans and what they've been doing, starting at COVID is when people really started waking up. We are living in... I feel afraid to say this, but this reminds me of Nazi Germany. I don't think we won the war like we were taught in middle school. I think we are in the middle of the war. And it is a psychological warfare. It's not like this physical. There's been some physicals where like the whole pipeline situation, how the cops were throwing water bombs at people and below freezing weather. That was a war. Okay, you have wars in the streets because of the police and whatever else. I mean, I don't know if you want to call us end times or what, but something's happening. And there is a shift that's taking place, and everyone gets a choice in what shift they want to go. But there's like two worlds that are like splitting right now, and I am personally witnessing it. Right, the Bible says one will be here, one won't. That's how I feel right now. There's like so many people living in this like emotional pain that's overpowering their bodies that I'm not there. I have gone into the frequencies, into the higher frequencies. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not reacting to people. I'm not yelling at people. I'm not hitting people like I used to. You know what I mean? Like, I've developed. And all of us are developing emotional intelligence. And we're all living in our own truth. And that's what every person needs to get back to, is your own truth. And fully surrendering. Like, I have been learning the real meaning of surrender, of forgiveness. That was the big one that I thought, I'm not good at forgiving people. And then lately it's been like, I just keep having trauma replay in my head that I keep having to cry and process. Okay, that was wrong. This happened to you, Stephanie. But this person still loves you, still cares about you. Obviously, look at, he made a mistake. And it was mirroring somebody else's behavior that did it to him. He was abused, so he became abusive. I was abused, so I became abusive. You can either choose to continue that line on of being abusive, or you can choose that it ends with you. and actually heal your shit, your shitty energies on the inside, and transmute them into positive energies. And there are multiple ways to do this. Okay, there's plant medicine, there's dancing, there's laughing, so going to comedy shows. There's getting out, most important, getting out in the grass with your bare feet. I don't care if it's dirty and gross, there might be spit on the floor. Get out in the grass, let your kids get out in the grass, take their shoes off, run around, ground yourself. There is actual scientific proof that helps improve your health. That's what kids should be doing all day long anyways. They shouldn't be locked up in these buildings at schools. They're supposed to be out exploring and figuring out what their interests are, right? Like if my daughter, like the big thing right now is like her reading. Her reading's not the best, but her math, woohoo, so good. Me when I was younger, my reading was the best. My writing the best. But math, still to this day, I'm like, no. But honestly, I've been like learning again through Avalani, and it's been helpful. It's easier actually learning that way than the way I learned in schools, because teachers were mean, parents were mean, and you know, that was very traumatizing being yelled at because I didn't understand. Some of us aren't meant to learn all the same subjects. Like our kids are all meant to come live their own human life experience. And I'd rather my child excel in the things that she needs to help that than learn bullshit things over here that don't fucking matter. Negative things. We're building consciousness over here. Like that's why I want to create my own homeschooling curriculum, because I want to teach about consciousness and about your feelings and your emotions. Like when you're feeling icky, how do you transmute that energy? You don't go hit somebody with that energy. You need to go walk, take a deep breath, walk away. You can go outside and just let out a, you know, that's fine. But finding the right ways to transmute the energy is what I'm teaching in the homeschool of Stephanie over here, School of Stephanie. And when I babysit children, same things. I teach them, how should we process this emotion? What are you feeling on the inside? I talk about their feelings, and I let them tell me how they're feeling. And I don't sit there in shame and don't act that way and don't talk to me that way and how dare you. I don't allow my ego to take control. I just listen, and I just, yeah, sometimes on the inside I get a little irritated. I'm a human being, but I'm not projecting that outwardly, or I try not to. Sometimes, right, sometimes the voice comes out, the voice that scares people comes out a little bit, but it's not always on purpose either. Sometimes it's just like I'm in the middle of doing something, it's like, what do you want, you know? We're all human. We're all human. We're all here making mistakes, learning new things, going through our own traumas, our own stuff. And we all need to, like, start living differently. That's what I'm saying. We all need to start living differently. I can tell you live your life, but change your mindset, change your thinking, invest in yourself, read self-help books, study the religions. Don't just stay in your one limited belief box. Get out of that a little bit and just, like, jump out. Be fearless. Be fearless. Woo! Jump right in, okay? Have a great day. Love you.